Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No. Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ. As far as my relationships with all people, I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the least racist person in this room.
Bottom line, the American dream, the great American dream versus being a socialist hellhole.
Good news is, for me, I'm here. The bad news for you is, I'm coming back.
No good. No good. No good. Really bad for you. Not good. Believe me, not good. No good. Really bad for you. Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. No good. No good. 8 months after his alleged meeting with the Burmese executives, so this Burmese, they say, pronounce it Burmese, a real beautiful company.
The battle of righteousness versus Satan. Yes, Satan. Because these leftists are evil.
I'm about to be 34 and I have no family. Because my dad had 2 kids by the time he was 27.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, you know what the problem is, though? It's definitely not me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's everybody else.
No good. Really bad for you. Not good. Believe me, not good. And he's like this, and we were, I need water, help me, I need water, help. And this is on live television.
Bottom line, the American dream, the great American dream. Bottom line, versus being a socialist hellhole.
Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No. Isn't it wonderful to allow No good. Really bad for you.
All of a sudden, we can't talk about Neanderthal DNA anymore.
Not good. Believe me, not good. I don't wear a mask like him. Every time you see him, he's got a mask. He could be speaking 200 feet away from me, and he shows up with the biggest mask I've ever seen. As far as my relationships with all people, I'm the least racist person in this room. Retweet. That was an opinion of somebody, and that was a retweet. Retweet. That was an opinion of somebody. 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 Antifa exists. Antifa exists. Antifa exists. Antifa exists. 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 Antifa exists. No good. Really bad for you.
Well, it was an amazing phone call I made. 40 Wall Street actually was the second tallest building in downtown Manhattan. And it was actually, before the World Trade Center, was the tallest. And then when they built the World Trade Center, it became known as the second tallest, and now it's the tallest. and I just spoke to my people.
Hello? Is it on? Is the show on? Hello? Hey everyone, welcome to Above It All 1020. This is for the weekend, November 14th, 2020. And I just want to say at the top of this, I want to say at the absolute top of this that I've got, I think maybe there's just like the strand of hair. What is that? What is this? Look at the webcam. What is this? How did this get here? What? Get out of here. Anyway, I just want to say that I've got a lot of really fun stuff planned for today. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun. This intro could be 1 hour long and I would still watch the whole thing. Hello, DevJ. Thank you very much. Hello, A234. Let's talk about decriminalizing weed and sex work. I'm down. Let's do it. What is that hair doing? I don't know. Unfortunate for the audio listeners. But let me peruse the chat room. Hello, DevJ. DevJ retaining, bringing it back to the #1 slot as the first person to post in the chat room. Good stuff. Hello, Aunt Tifa. Sadly, you're #2 today, but you know, I believe in you. Oximbasabololo. DJ Trump on the decks. Thank you very much. Unknown story. I'm chatting through my smart fridge. That's interesting. Hello, Cloud. Hello, Mr. Freak Glitcher. Hello, Z50. Hello, S31 Cow. Hello, A234. Hello, Lilith Matthew. Sending love from Austin. Thank you, Austin. One of my neighbors when I grew up was named Austin. There's a little blog for you. But yeah, so, this is, yeah, so I've got a lot of really fun stuff, and a lot of, like, actually important stuff, and, like, you know, like, today is just a good day. You know, yesterday was a good day. I thought yesterday was pretty good, but today is a very good day. So today is Saturday. That's the last day of the week for everyone. I consider Saturday the weekend. I consider Friday the weekend. Sunday is not the weekend. This may be a controversial opinion of somebody. It's an opinion of somebody. Hold up, let me get... This may be a controversial opinion of somebody, but...
Retweet. That was an opinion of somebody.
This may be a very controversial opinion, but Sunday is not the weekend. Sunday is the week beginning. It is the first day of the week. I know this is actually something that people aren't taught in schools anymore. There are like a whole generation of children that think that Monday is the first day of the week. Sometimes I see calendars, like print-out calendars at like businesses, like, you know, like behind like the counter or something for like their schedule. Sometimes you can peer over and they have Monday as the first day of the week. It doesn't make any sense, and I'm gonna have to be honest with you.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ,
they are the ones that think Sunday is the end of the week. Sunday is the beginning of the week. So with that being said, let's get into this program. In Europe, Monday is first. Hello, Mike Harold. You're wrong. You're wrong. I'm sorry. Wrong. Fake. That's fake. All right?
no good, really bad for you.
It's very unhealthy, I have to say. In order to be a rational, enlightened human being, you have to understand Sunday is the first day of the week. Next, you'll be telling me January 1st, 2020 wasn't the start of a new decade. It was not. The new decade starts in a couple months. Well, I guess 2 months, which is a couple. So I was right. The new decade will start very soon. I have not forgotten. You might be thinking, oh, New Year's was so long ago, she couldn't possibly still be clinging to the idea that decades start on the 1st. No, 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 motherfucker. There was no year 0. The 2020s are beginning in a month and a half. I'm sorry if that triggers you, but facts don't care about your feelings, unfortunately. Every January 1st is the start of a new decade. Every day is the start of a new decade. Today is the start of a new decade. The new decade of Above It All, where I do something. It's a new decade, everybody. So, can we talk about Tim Pool's Alex Jones appearance? I have not seen that. Please, maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow, but that sounds amazing. That sounds amazing. Decades do not start on 00. If decades started on 00, C50, that would imply that there was a year 0. There is no year 0. There was no year 0. We went from 1 BC to 1 AD. There was no 0. There was no in between. That is a fictitious narrative. And now, here's my thing to the rest of the chat room. Are y'all gonna agree with a Trump supporter? Like a 50 or 60-year-old Trump supporter that comes into my chat room and posts like "Stop the Steal" all day? You're gonna be on the side of Trump supporters? Are you gonna try to stop the steal of year 0? Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Smoke some weed with us if you say so. All right, let's start the program for today. So, I would like to start this show by saying that I have a little bit of a crush on this man. So this is Bernard Sanders. You may notice I've got Bernard merchandise behind me. I've got some Bernard books somewhere that I haven't read, but I got them for free for donating to the campaign a couple times, you know. So, this is Bernard Sanders, and Bernard has been very effective with his messaging from the election up until now. The House of Representatives, Nancy Pelosi, all those goons, right? They're all trying to say, defund the police ruined us! First of all, motherfucker, defund the police had nothing to do with the Democratic Party, okay? The reason why the Democrats lost seats in the House is because they were uninspiring piles of goop and no one gave a shit about them. So let's see what Bernard Sanders, Saint Bernard Sanders, has to say about what the absolute state of the House of Representatives is.
Something like 100 congressional candidates ran on Medicare for all. Do you know how many of them lost? 0.
I want to listen to him say Medicare.
You know how many of them lost? Congressional candidates ran on Medicare for all.
Medicare?
You know how many of them lost? 0. I think one candidate who ran on a Green New Deal lost. And the reason for that is that these proposals are popular proposals. So the idea of blaming our ideas on their defeat, I'm not sure that that's true. I think the converse may be true. Got a lot of people out there who are listening to some Democrats and saying, what do you stand for? Are you going to represent us when we are hurting so much? Do you have the guts to take on powerful special interests? Are you going to raise that minimum wage? Are you going to fight for health care for all? I don't want to go bankrupt because I can't afford to pay my medical bill. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to make sure that my kid can afford to go to college? So I would turn that argument around and say to some of my more conservative Democratic friends, maybe the problem is that the working class of this country did not perceive that you were prepared to stand up and fight for them.
See, again, Bernard, he's going in. Let me get a good still frame here. He's going in. Bernard's going in. And I just love it. I love it. Like, there's been this, like, brand. And, like, I know that my audience has a little bit of a cross-section here, but there's this, like, brand of, like, dead ender. Everyone that does even one thing that I slightly kind of disagree with is a sellout, and therefore they're canceled. There's this, like, brand or strain of extremely cringe reactionary politics on the left. People that want to say Bernie's canceled and stuff. I just want to say, holy shit, imagine being that much of a dullard. Like, I literally cannot imagine. Like, you wake up in the morning, right, you splash water in your face, like, you know, you drink some coffee, you look in the mirror, and you say, I'm going to be a moron on Twitter and YouTube all day. I don't understand that, so that's my critique of that. But either way, Bernie Sanders has been, like, again, he has been very clear in his messaging, and the way he speaks is very good. He speaks in such a way, he avoids certain buzzwords, right, that maybe I would like him to use, because he has a very interesting analysis that can be heard and understood by entirely different swaths of people, and I appreciate that. And it's also just factual that centrist Democrats were the ones that lost. Those that endorsed Medicare for All won re-election. Those that endorsed the Green New Deal overwhelmingly won re-election. There's a pattern here, and the Democratic House leadership especially does not want you to see that pattern. It doesn't want they just want to defund the police. What? It doesn't it's just it's really the same messaging as the Republicans. And whenever they lose, they will just take playbooks from the Republicans. The Republicans ran ad after ad after ad saying Democrats are going to defund the police. God damn, what about you? And then what did the Democrats do? Nothing. They did nothing. They did nothing at all because they're scared, whiny little babies. So the impression the constituents got that were voting in these districts was, well, I've got the Republican who's doing that extremely anti-democratic messaging, and then the Democrat isn't really saying anything. They're not really saying anything. So it's what? I don't know. It's weird. And you have to understand, most people, I know this is going to be shocking, but most people who vote don't know that the Republican Party is a fully white, ethno kind of party situation. They've got 3 black people in the entire party, right? And they parade them around every single other day, right? And they don't know that the Republican Party is funded by oligarchs and Koch brother interests. They don't know that the Republican Party is interested in, abolishing, the ACA, for example. If you tell these people that the Republicans want to take away your Social Security, they will say there's no way they'll do that. They don't get how Republicans are bad. Republicans are very, very, very able to effectively fearmonger against Democrats, and Democrats don't do the opposite. How do you have Donald Trump, a product of the Republican Party, that has been in a petri dish for the last 30, 40 years, finally grow into a being and they become president? How do you have the opposition party, how do you have that party not tie those things together? Donald Trump is a Republican president. He didn't run as an independent. He is a Republican president. He is part and parcel of the Republican Party, and that's what Democrats need to realize. The battle is with the Republican Party. The battle is with rich special interests. The battle is with just the established institutions of racism in this country. The battle is not with a bunch of poor people that saw their brother get shot by cops and are doing a protest in the street. If you think that it is more effective of a strategy to gain election, right, to attack a 22-year-old activist who just saw their dad get shot and killed on a viral video, if you think that that is going to be your method of success, I'm sorry, but you might as well just be a Republican, because this shit is embarrassing. That's all I have to say about that. But I just want to say, Bernard, love that guy. Super, super good. Is it easier to move the Democratic Party left or grow a third party like the People's Party? Well, there have been third party attempts in this country for 100 years, and none of them have ever panned out. So there's an organization called Justice Democrats that has been around for 3 years, and they've already got 10 elected officials in Congress. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's definitely a track record with both of those things that I think should be examined. Ooh. 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 Moshmaster, we're talking about swing districts. 120 people are not in swing districts. Of those in swing districts, the ones that endorsed Medicare for All won. Look at Katie Porter as a great example. She is a very progressive. She's not a socialist or a leftist, but she's kind of like Warren, if Warren were actually what she claims to be. Elizabeth Warren's brand as being a bank buster, antitrust person. Like, she doesn't actually really do any of that shit, or at least she hasn't in, like, the last 5 or 6 years. Like, seriously, when's the last time you fucking saw Elizabeth Warren have a viral video from a Senate committee hearing? That's a genuine question. For me, even, like, when she was in the primaries and stuff, I don't even remember if I ever saw a viral video of Elizabeth Warren grilling banksters. Though I see Katie Porter do that stuff on a near weekly or monthly basis. So I think Katie Porter is definitely, she's not like a socialist, but she's pretty good as far as Democrats go. So just throwing that out there. Yeah. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully everyone's having a good day. Let's get onward. Let's keep going. All right, so this is a little bit of a flashback, everybody. We're flashing back at this moment. And so do you remember 2018? 2018, the midterms, right? Remember that? You know, like people, this was like, you know, Trump was just getting into gear, right? 2018, man, that was like crazy. You know, like there were Nazis in the streets for like the first time in a long time. A bunch of shit was going on in 2018. And you had some politicians realize that, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, Medicare for All is a good idea. And you want to know what one of those politicians was? You want to know? I'll let you in. Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. So this is her before she backpedaled from Medicare for All, but this is important, right? This is her co-sponsoring Bernie Sanders' bill. Now, she's the vice president-elect, right? She's going to be in the White House for 4 fucking years, right? So, I want everyone and anyone, if they ever, like, are in any position where they're around Kamala Harris, get this video, not my video, but this video, this source video. Get that source video on your phone. Get it on a loudspeaker, go to an event with Kamala Harris, and just play the video. This is her own words, co-sponsoring Medicare for All in the Senate.
The reason that I am supporting Medicare for All is it's pretty basic. I believe
it's
that it's
basic.
Simply the more...
Again, it's pretty basic, right? So, I don't know. You heard it from her, right? It's pretty fucking basic.
An ethical thing to do. Healthcare should be a right for everyone in this country and not a privilege for the few. We need to have a system where we're being smart, where we're maximizing our ability to ensure that every American has access to health care. And we know the best way to deal with an epidemic is prevention first. Caring for a sick person once they get to the emergency room is too little, too late, and just too expensive. With Medicare for All as our goal, we will be able to ensure that Americans are having access to the health care that they need from the day they are born and for the rest of their lives. It's smart for us as taxpayers, and most importantly, it's just the right thing to do.
It's just the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do, folks. Now, this is coming from Kamala Harris's account. Again, she is the vice president-elect. She is like the second most powerful person in the United States of America. Now, nowadays, she seems not to be on train with this. But this is a pretty well-said endorsement. She said it's the moral and ethical thing to do. So again, if you're ever in a situation, like maybe in 2021, the COVID thing is over or whatever, like we get back to normal, I'm hoping that Joe Biden does a mandatory lockdown. I'm hoping, I hope, please, Joe, please. But if we get this stuff in order and we can actually get out and do press conferences, if you ever are in any capacity where you're around a Kamala Harris staffer, just play the video as loud as you can. This is her own words. She's the second most powerful person in the United States endorsing Medicare for All, right? So you have no excuse. There's no excuse at this point. But yeah, so just wanted to play that little bit of a flashback. Remember when Kamala Harris was this is Kamala Harris's thing. This is her strategy. I'm doing a visual gag. That's her strategy. That was a visual gag. She's a cipher. She sees which direction the wind blows, and then she goes that direction. So she endorsed Medicare for all when it was popular, and then when the primaries started, then, she realized her campaign was kind of going on the outs, and then, now all of a sudden she's vice president-elect. So, just throwing that out there. So, just giving you all that. I've said so like 15 times in the last like 60 seconds, so I'm gonna move on. I've been drinking a lot of coffee, very strong coffee, tremendous coffee, and it's hit me. So I'm hit. Hello, Nin 1337. Hello, End Child Protective Services. Interesting account name. All right. I'm a registered independent. Both parties suck, in my opinion. I've been forced to choose which evil I think is better. And that's why I spent 6 months in a YouTube chat room every other day saying Trump 2020, because I'm very smart. I'm an independent, by the way. That's reading from Z50. That was all Z50's personally typed chat message. All right, let's... I've got a pretty long show here. Like lined up. I've got like 15 things I want to talk about. Like, I don't know, man. Like, the shit's like going down. Like, it's fun. This is great stuff. All right, so the Trump campaign eliminates voter fraud hotline after it's flooded with prank calls. So I said this a couple days ago. That I did some prank calls for this before I was doing the show. And then I was going to do it live. But by the time I was doing it, they were like busy, like they were on voicemail, like you couldn't get someone. And now they've just, at this point, they just turned it off. So I just want to say I was in on this. I really enjoyed talking to Trumpers that are dedicating their lives to being cringe. It was very fun. So let's read. This is from CNN. President Trump campaign has ended a voter fraud hotline it established last week so people could report alleged instances of fraud after it was flooded with prank calls.
No good. No good.
The campaign went as far as to set up an entire conference room that was dedicated to the hotline where staff took calls, but sources said it was mostly spam or calls from people mocking the hotline, given the number was posted online. Now, again, this is how you do a prank call. This is what I did. Is you do like the first 2 minutes where you say all the right things and they think that you're right, and then that's where you get them. And it's just like really funny because the lady I was talking to, she sounded audibly upset when I gave her the punchline. And because, that's the thing is I've done phone banking. I've done this kind of stuff. So when you're doing this, when you're answering these things, most of the time you're going to get spam. Right? Like, so when I was doing phone banking for Bernie Sanders, most of the time I'd get people to hang up immediately or call me a socialist or tell me to fuck off. And then sometimes I'd get the people that would have genuine conversations with, And then it's like, all right, that's awesome. That boosts my mood, right? But it's like, if you're in that position where you're getting like people mocking you, making fun of you, and then like you get someone who's like, wow, they agree with me, Trump 2020, and then they like kind of just deflate that all in a second. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. It's now been changed to a website where people can submit instances of alleged voter fraud via a web form, a campaign official says. So they cucked out. The Trump campaign has officially gone full beta male. And,
no good, really bad for you. It's no good, really bad for you.
It's just not good. It's just not good. Whew! High energy. High energy. Hotline is hot like bacon. Bacon is not hot. Bacon is bad. Describing a case of Republican voter fraud, parents, many such cases would be a good spoof goof. That's actually really funny. Many such cases. Tremendous cases. All right. So how's everyone doing today? It's 10:30. I would like to say that we're halfway through the... Well, I guess, I don't know. It might be a little bit longer. But I do have a part 2 to this episode coming up after this live stream is over. We have a pre-tape with Call Me Liam about the 2020 Australian elections. So if you're interested in what's going on across the planet, feel free to watch that video. That will be live. I have it set for 11:30, but if this show goes longer, I'll delay it. I don't know. I don't think it'll go longer than 11:30, but we'll see. So we got plenty of content. Hopefully you're content with this content that we've got lined up. And by we, I mean me. And then I enlisted other people to do free labor for me that I can monetize. All right, so now Trump has told advisors he could announce 2024 bid shortly after certification of Biden win. Right, let's read this. I haven't read this full thing yet. So, all right, so, Jesus, the Hill is so bad. Okay, President Trump has reportedly told some of his advisors that if President-elect Joe Biden is officially certified as the winner of the 2020 race, he could announce his plan to run for the White House in 2024, shortly after, according to the New York Times. The conversation came amid the president mulling different scenarios for his future as he faces an uphill battle, challenging election results that have been called in favor of Biden. The race is over. North Carolina went to Trump. Boo, you suck. Georgia went to Biden. God bless. Yes, I already said that. The Times reported Thursday that a White House meeting Wednesday, the president spoke with several advisors, many of whom told the president that his chances of changing the outcome of the 2020 election through his campaign multi-state legal battle are extremely low. He knows it's over, one advisor told the Times. I just want to say, I really hope that the people that are surrounding Donald Trump are recording, like, his facial expressions. Like, at least get us an audio tape of those rooms. Like I want to know, someone has to have a recording of Donald Trump on election night realizing that he's losing. Like, there has to be some video or audio evidence of Donald Trump realizing that he's lost the election. There has to be, right? Whoever's got this scoop, I don't care if you want to monetize it. I will pay you for that. I will pay as much as you're asking for that audio or for that video of Donald Trump immediately realizing how he's lost. I really want to see it. According to interviews with half a dozen advisors and other close to Trump, the president has no larger strategy to continue denying the election results in several key battleground states, but is instead hoping to maintain support from his base as he considers what he will do once he leaves the Oval Office. Trump's re-election campaign has filed lawsuits in Michigan, Georgia, and Pennsylvania. Yeah, we already know that shit. So, this is really funny. This is really, really funny. Now, obviously, those of you who know your history know that Grover Cleveland did exactly this. He was president, got owned, and then ran again and won. He was the 22nd and 24th president of the United States. Yeah, both at once. So is Donald Trump going to try to do that? Well, it's not unprecedented. We'll see how it goes, though. But either way, I love, the idea that, yep, he lost. Again, I really, really want to see. There's got to be some recording of Donald Trump's eyeballs when the light vanishes from his eyes when he realizes he's lost, right? There has to be a fucking recording. Please, someone leak it or just publish it or sell it. I will pay money for that. But goddamn, I'm loving this stuff. Z50, the left is trying to erase history. What? The left is trying to erase history, period, space, period, space, period. What? What? I'm sorry. What? I really, the left is trying to erase, what? I'm sorry, I'm Z50, man. You are doing something that's not good for your mental state right now. Jeez. So, everyone, what the hell? I've only got 5 Okay, it just updated. I've got 13 likes on my live stream and 27 concurrent viewers. Are you telling me that half of the people watching the stream don't like my stream? What? Half? Come on, man. Fill in those numbers. Like the stream or dislike it. I don't give a fuck. YouTube treats both of them as the same thing anyway. Do whatever you want. But, anyway. So, alright, so this is something that if you haven't seen this yet, and if you have any sort of semblance of respect for Republicans, I'm sorry, but this is just embarrassing. So, Cori Bush tweets out, "It's day 1, so I'm wearing my Breonna Taylor mask." Now, we're talking about the House of Representatives, like, orientation thing, where they kind of train you on all that stuff. So, Cori Bush goes there with the Breonna Taylor mask. "A few of my Republican colleagues have called me Breonna, assuming that's my name. It hurts, but I'm glad they'll come to know her name and story because of my presence here. Breonna must be central to our work in Congress." And this is something that, like, you think, right, if you're on Twitter literally once at all in the year 2020, you'd probably know who Breonna Taylor is, right? If you'd think you'd ever read a singular news article about the defund the police movement, you would think you would know who Breonna Taylor is, right? This is just, it's bizarre. It's bizarre, okay? So here we have a little bit of a video of this, and let's watch and then listen.
You know, but I am not Breonna Taylor. This Breonna Taylor was murdered in her bed at night, and she does not have justice, of murdered by the police. And I just want people to, you know, we have to stretch ourselves and pay attention to what's happening in other parts of the country. But this has been national news for a long time. People have protested in the streets with this name, and it just saddens me that that people in leadership, people that want to be in leadership, don't know the struggles that are happening to black people in this country. And it's just disheartening. And it was hurtful, absolutely hurtful. I didn't hear it once. I didn't hear it twice. I heard it several times. I'm being called, you know, Breonna Taylor today. And, you know, but it's okay, because we'll educate and we'll make sure that people know who she is, what she stood for, that she was an award-winning EMT, you know, in her community, that she's someone who deserves justice right now.
I mean, Republicans aren't bright, folks. Republicans are not bright. So, like, again, it's one of those things where, like, you have to understand the Republican Party is a party of white people. They don't even, like, they literally don't give a flying or a swimming or, a ground traveling fuck about anything at all, about any situation that it would ever occur to someone who's non-white. The idea, right, and even, like, you know, like, you can make the argument that they were just joking or something, and even then, like, come on, man, come on. But the idea that, like, you are an elected member of Congress, you probably got elected because you bombarded television with anti-Democrat ads saying, oh, they want to defund the police, that's scary, right? Rioters and looters, black people running through the streets with Molotovs, they're going to burn down your house, right? They probably ran those ads in their districts, and they don't know who Breonna Taylor is? Like, what? What? Anyway, Cori Bush is going to be an extreme improvement on all chambers of government. Just the idea that she is there, just making everyone else just slightly more cognizant, you know, is just a good thing. It's just a great thing. And goddamn, Republicans are just really, really stupid. Like, they're just, oh, Jesus. Like, they're dumb as hell. They're dumb as hell. Dumb as hell. Hey, Nin1337, can black women do anything other than OMG race? What? What? Like, do you need help? Do you need therapy, Nin? Like, I'm showing you a 1-minute video. Like, you're judging an entire race and gender of people that make up Millions and millions of people. You're judging millions and millions of people on a 1-minute video that a podcaster played. Think about that. It's bizarre. Anyway. So, Donald Trump has tweeted out something that I find to be possibly the most bizarre of his election. Like, I don't know, at this point, I'm really hoping that Donald Trump is just kind of auditioning for a sitcom deal. Like, what it was like being president, like, you know, coming to, you know, your television near you in summer 2021, right? So, okay. Now, this is a leap in logic. So 700,000 ballots were not allowed to be viewed in Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, which means, based on our great Constitution, we win the state of Pennsylvania? This is literally like the meme, like, step 1, like, I don't know, take a shower. Step 2, question mark, question mark, question mark. Step 3, profit. That's what this is. This is a meme. Also, by the way, 700,000 ballots are not allowed to be viewed in Philadelphia and Pittsburgh? You think you won Philadelphia? You think those 700,000, hypothetically, right? All right, 700,000 ballots haven't been viewed. Awesome. Okay, let's go view them. They're from Philadelphia, dude. Like, and I just, like, it's so fucking funny. It's so funny. Which means, based on our great Constitution, we win this, like, the guy's got to be trolling us, right? The guy's got to be trolling us. It's just so fucking funny, dude. It's so fucking funny.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
God, I fucking can't, dude. It's just... Ugh. I just, President, like, this is the President of the United States. This isn't like a Veep storyline. This is the President of the United States. Like, I know, it's been 4 years. I know, he's funny. I know, I get it. I understand. But holy shit, man, this is so fucking funny. Oh, this is so funny. They were not allowed to be viewed in Philadelphia, like he thinks. Like, Philadelphia, like, 80 to 90% voted for Biden. Right? He thinks that, like, oh, they only voted for Biden because they didn't count the ballots. The ballots, if you count the ballots, then it's really 80% that voted for Trump. I'm sorry. It's just... God, it's just... I'm trying to come up with something funny to say, but there is nothing funny. It's just... This speaks for itself. This speaks for it fucking... It's It's ridiculous, man. Nin, I think she's making it up. I mean, if you just think that she's making that up, Nin, then you're just a racist piece of garbage. I hope that doesn't trigger you. Like, when I say that I have had people send me death threats because I'm transgender, do you think I'm making it up? Oh, look at a tranny talking about being a tranny again. That's what they do. Do you think I'm making that up? What? Like, how dumb are you? Like, if a woman was, like, raped, it's like, well, that's just a woman being a woman again. Made it up, right? Like, come on, man. Be smart. Don't be a fucking reactionary loser. Z50. Honestly, I could care less who's president. You could care less? Z50. You could care less? So how much do you care? When someone says, I could care less, that gives us no... Like, there is no information gained when someone says, I could care less. That's like saying... Like, if that's like living in Ohio, and you're like, I could drive west... I could. I'm going to drive west. Well, where are you going to drive to? We don't know. You're in Ohio. Like, it's not like you're in, like, on the beach of California and you want to say that. Like, you could drive west. You could care less. right? You could. But what does that mean? Like, I could care less about a lot of things. I could care less about my cell phone. I could care less about my cup of coffee. I could care less about my vitamin B12 supplement. I could care less about my hairbrush. I could fucking care less about mugwort. I could care less about I could care less about the oxygen that I'm breathing. What does that mean? I could care less? Fucking I could care less. What? Fucking I could care less, dude. Like, where did my... Okay. Fucking I could care less. Hello, Satanic Panic. Thank you for the 99 cents. Appreciate that. Fucking I could care less. Hello, a frog. How are you doing today? I am doing just fine. Hello, Laura Garcia. What's poppin'? Moshmaster. We may see Biden become president and Pence stays VP. That's not happening. Sorry. That doesn't... Like, you're just, like, writing out, like, some bizarre, like scandal or House of Cards conspiracy theories. Like, Trump lost. Like, there is no 12th Amendment when Trump loses. That's not a thing. Could care less is the sign of a deep dish dullard. Deep dish dullard. That's true. That's true. That's true. Oh my God.
As far as my relationships with all people, I think I have great relationships with all people.
Jesus. Deep dish dullard. All right, so on the subject of dullards, here we have the President of the United States talking about a lockdown that may or may not happen in whatever administration that could happen in the future. Like, who knows? There could be an administration in the future that administrates something that I disagree with. Let's watch.
Jobs every single day. Ideally, we won't go to a lot.
By the way, I just want to say Trump's hair is not looking so good. It seems he's had a stressful week. I wonder what happened.
Lockdown. I will not go. This administration will not be going to a lockdown. Hopefully, whatever happens in the future, who knows which administration it will be. I guess time will tell. But
who knows? Who knows? I want to like clip that. Who knows which administration it will be? That's so
happens
funny.
in the future. Who knows which administration it will be? I guess time will tell. But I can tell you, this administration will not go to a lockdown. There won't be necessity. Lockdowns cost lives, and they cost a lot of problems. The cure cannot be. You got to remember, it cannot be worse than the problem itself, and I've said it many times.
Okay, lockdowns cost lives? What? What? Lockdowns cost lives? What does that mean? Okay, so let's follow this logic. Okay, so you lock down, and so you're in your house, and most people, they don't have plants in their house, right? So, like, are you in your lockdown, you're stuck in your bedroom, and then you just die because, like, there's a lack of oxygen in your house? I mean, you can't open the windows, you can't open the doors, you're locked down, right? Is that, like, the argument here? Lockdowns cause lives? What? What? Like, that doesn't, there's no, like, what?
And when you look at what happens during a lockdown, I just say it very loudly. It's horrible what happens with drugs, alcohol, depression, loss of jobs, business closures. It's a terrible thing. So this administration will not go, under any circumstances, will not go to a lockdown, but will be very vigilant, very careful. We understand the disease. It's a complicated disease, but we understand it very well. We ask all Americans to remain vigilant, especially as the weather gets colder and it becomes more difficult to go outside and to have outside gatherings. And with that, I just want to ask some very talented people to come up and say a few words. General Perna and Dr. Slawi have been incredible.
He could barely pronounce that. Look at this. Look at this. He has to, like, look at the notes.
Perna and Dr. Slawi have
72-ish million people voted for this guy. Like, I'm still in that stage of, like, I can't wrap my mind around the idea that 70 million people voted for this. 70 million people voted for this. What? What? Oof. Whew.
No good, really bad for you.
Not good. Not good. Dude, Z50, I have had people in my family that were alive a year ago that are no longer alive, and they got COVID. You want to know how they died? From COVID. I have people in my family that are dead. They're gone. They're not in the hospital for a little while. They're not in a coma for a few years. They're not on a vacation to the Bahamas. They're dead. They're not on a mission, on a secret mission somewhere. They're dead. When you die, you don't come back. Like, this isn't like a temporary kind of like, oh yeah, like a lockdown. You want to know what happens after a lockdown? You open up and you're still alive. You want to know what happens after you die? Nothing. You're dead. You don't come back. You don't like, oh, well, coronavirus pandemic is over, and then you reach your fucking like hand through like the dirt in your like burial ground, right? Like a zombie out of Night of the Living Dead. That's not how this works. When people die, they don't come back. So the idea that lockdowns are a bad thing, I'm sorry, but it's ludicrous. It's ludicrous. It's absolutely ludicrous. And you should be a better person. You should. So speaking of politicians, this is my former governor, Phil Murphy. As a Garden State gamer, I have to say, this guy's a lot better than the last guy we had in New Jersey's governor's mansion. So here's a 20-second clip of Phil Murphy, just, this is a little bit of a press conference, he's getting questions. Let's see.
What is your message to the people who apparently are tired of wearing the mask over their nose as well as their mouth? They think it's uncomfortable and annoying, and it's just too much for them to handle, so they're just not doing it. Thank you.
Thank you. You know what's really uncomfortable and annoying? When you die.
What is your message to the people?
I'm just going to play that again.
Uncomfortable and annoying? When you die.
Exactly. Like, again, there's no, the idea that there's people out there that don't understand germs in 2020, not 1920, not 1820, not 20. We are in 2020, and 70 million people don't believe in germs. I literally have people in my family that are dead. They're dead. Again, they're not on vacation. They're not in a quarantine, so we can't do Thanksgiving, but we'll be able to do it next year, and we'll catch up. They're dead. So the idea that people are, oh, it's so uncomfortable. You know what else is uncomfortable? Wearing shoes. You know what else is uncomfortable? Wearing pants. Do you walk in to the supermarket? Do you walk into the Acme or the ShopRite, my New Jersey friends, with no pants on, no underwear on, no shirt on? Well, it's your freedom, right? Liberty. I'm uncomfortable being oppressed by this clothing. I'm just going to take it all off and go buy some pecans at the local Acme, right? It's ridiculous. You people are freak shows. Ugh. I just... God. But anyway, Phil Murphy, I just want to play this clip again because it's really funny.
Not doing it. Thank you.
Thank you. You know what's really uncomfortable and annoying? When you die.
It's just really good. So, I don't know much about Phil Murphy because I don't live in New Jersey anymore, but that's a good clip. Saw it go across the internets. Wanted to give it a hoot and a holler. Dude, Mexico Rifa. I have family members that are dead. If you say that one more time, I'm going to not time you out from my channel, not give you a quarantine. I will ban you from my fucking channel if you are going to tell me that people in my family members, like my family members, aren't dead. Are you telling me that they're lying? That they're all faking their deaths on social media for, like, you know, reaction points? How many likes can I get on my tweet if I pretend to die? No one, like, what the hell is wrong with you, dude? Seriously, you are a psychopath. You're a crazy person. That's 2.5 strikes. I've dealt with your bullshit for long enough. The government is... Okay, you're gone? You're gone. Get the fuck out of here. Fucking moron. Oh, yeah, your family that's died? They faked it. The government put them in a secret basement room and told everyone... Like, what? Like, what? Fucking moron. Fucking moron. Go fuck yourself, you fucking idiot. Seriously, like, I'm not... This isn't like, oh, look, the streamer's being epic. You are telling me directly that my family members have faked their deaths. You are telling my friends that their family members faked their deaths? What? More people die from lung cancer? Where's the outrage over tobacco? Dude, have you not been in the United States of America for the last 40 fucking years? Where's the outrage at tobacco? This year, in the year 2020, laws were changed from 18 to 21. 19-year-olds can no longer purchase tobacco. Why? Because tobacco is bad for you. Where's the war on tobacco, you ask? It's right here. It's outside your door. You dumb motherfucker. Like... That's like saying 3 years into Prohibition era, like alcohol is banned in the United States, and you're 3 years into the Prohibition era, and you're like, alcohol's bad for you, why isn't anyone talking about it? Like, dude, we have Prohibition. Like, we are literally in the middle of Prohibition, and you're saying, why aren't people talking about how bad the effects of alcohol are? It's like, dude, how dumb are you? How, like... Is there, like, a disease going around that causes, like, your brain to stop working? Like, oh my god. Like, Jesus Christ. Hey, Bodan. Also, thank you, Satanic Panic, for the $5. Yes, I lived in New Jersey for the first 18 years of my life. Ooh, jeez. And then I moved to Maryland, and now I currently reside in Northern Carolina. Alright, so, let's move on. So, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now, this is an open letter to Tulsi Gabbard fans. Tulsi Gabbard is leaving Congress. But you want to know who's joining Congress? Marjorie Taylor Greene. Everybody, look at this stuff. Let's watch. Let's go. Let's do it. There's copyrighted music there, but damn. Get it, girl. See? I am, like, this is why I supported Tulsi Gabbard in the primary. Is because she did workout videos and she wore yoga pants. And so, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she might have different politics. She might believe in QAnon. She might think that I should be killed if I step inside of a public bathroom, but look at that shit, dude. Damn, right? Like, she's doing push-ups, she's doing everything. So here's what she has to say. I work out every day in a CrossFit gym that is open with people. Gyms are small businesses that have been devastated by the government-mandated shutdowns. In D.C., nothing is open because of Democrat tyrannical control. So here's my hotel room workout. We must fully reopen. So yes, after we finish masturbating to this video, then what we're going to do is go on Google and search, are DC gyms actually closed? And guess what? They're not. They've been open since June. Propaganda is a hell of a drug, huh? It's a hell of a drug. You got people that are like currently like on their 15th nut watching this video thinking, oh, I'm glad the gyms were closed, right? Like... like, what is wrong with right-wingers? Like, Like, it's just like everything that they say is ridiculous. It's ridiculous, dude. But, I mean, I'm just saying, like, this is a very good video. If anyone knows a good Twitter video downloader, please send that my way. I would appreciate that. And, yeah, this is Marjorie Taylor Greene, newly elected congressperson from Georgia, who believes in QAnon and is 100% pro-choice when it comes to wearing clothes and 100% anti-choice when it comes to everything else. So there's Marjorie Taylor Greene, extremely intelligent individual who is now in Congress. So, all right, everyone, let's see. What should I do next? Okay. All right, everyone. So, I would like to announce, everyone, that today, and right now, we are about to get in to today's episode of the Daily Dullard. So here we have Tim Allen on Twitter, just having a good time. So, Karl Marx, Communist Manifesto, Wikipedia. He tweeted this out yesterday, about 18 hours ago. And so Tim Allen, right before that, 19 hours ago, tweeted, "Finally, an honest, progressive position. Short-term demands, among them a progressive income tax, abolition of inheritances and private property, abolition of child labor, free public education, nationalization of the means of transport." Guess who wrote this? Guess who wrote it? Karl Marx, Communist Manifesto, Wikipedia. Okay, so then he goes on, "Oops, Carl." One of my favorite things about boomers is they don't know how to do Twitter threads, right? So it's like, you can't like just have a Twitter thread. You have to scroll this guy's fucking profile to get this shit. "I am sure Mr. Marx would have made adjustments to his position had he been exposed to our country's advanced evolution of worker unions and our protection of child labor." Okay, so again, this is Tim Allen, like movie star, right? And today's Daily Dullard, saying that Karl Marx's position on the abolition of child labor would change if he saw that child labor were abolished. I just, like, I don't, like, this is, like, these are people that, like, think that they're profound. Like, I just, like, they think they're smart, right? I don't know, man. I don't know the Tim Allen noise. I'm not a Tim Allen person. I only know him from Toy Story. That's my only experience. I'm sorry. I'm disappointing you. But it's just, like, the idea that someone, okay, so we've abolished child labor, so I guess I don't want to abolish child labor anymore? What? What? Doesn't make any sense. It really does not make any sense. But this was really funny to watch yesterday, that everyone was making fun of him. Tim Allen's shitty conservative dad sitcom got canned, and he blamed it on cancel culture. Maybe it was just canceled because it sucked and no one watched it. Charlotte Pulowski, welcome to the program. "My government professor said the same thing about labor unions changing Marx's mind." What? Like that, like, oh, like, okay. So, my favorite food is pasta. So, I'm going to eat pasta, and then all of a sudden afterward, my favorite food is no longer pasta? What? What? It's just really funny. Like, this isn't like a 15-year-old doing like a book report on Twitter to get like opinions to chime in on. This is like, I don't know how old Tim Allen is, but he voices Buzz Lightyear, for God's sakes. Like, God damn it. Every time I watch Toy Story, which is one of my favorite movies, I have to remind myself that this guy voices Buzz Lightyear. Today's Daily Dullard, everyone. I'm just going to play the sound effect again because I think it's funny. The Daily Dullard. God damn it. Hello, Michael Gardner, a.k.a. Kinda Caria. You begin to realize how much you don't know when you listen to many people speak on politics. Yeah, I would say so. Like, I can't imagine having, like, 500,000 Twitter followers, millions and millions of dollars. I could do whatever I wanted, and I spend my time being a dullard on social media. You know what I mean? There's not much logic there. There's not much logic.
No good, really bad for you.
Hello, Kakashi Sensei. Oh, Kakashi Sensei, there you go. 9258. Welcome to the broadcast. Alright, we still got more here. We've got some more stuff. We've got some more fucking stuff here, okay? So, of course, I just want to say this one more time. Have you not liked the stream yet? Are you deranged? Do you need medical attention? Well, you should like this stream right now. It is proven to alleviate stress. It is proven to improve your mood. And it is proven to just be overall beneficial for society if you like this stream. So like this stream today. Thank you very much. Have a good one. All right, so. And honestly, you know, I'm going to be honest. You know what? You know what? I'm going to be honest. We're doing two of them, folks. Today's second iteration of the Daily Dullard. So here we have Elon Musk. Now, Elon Musk tweeted out a bunch of really, like, dumbass garbage. So here, how it started. Based on current trends, probably close to 0 new cases in the U.S. by the end of April. Elon Musk tests positive for COVID-19, but calls the test bogus. I'm not, like... So Elon Musk not knowing what false negatives are, like, it's well documented that testing is not 100% accurate. It's like 80% accurate, right? Like one of those things. So like when you take 3 tests, it's possible one of them will come back negative and 2 will come back positive. It's just totally possible. It's a game of chance. You know, Donald Trump had a 10% chance of winning the election in 2016. He won the election. 10% happens every once in a while, right? So like the idea that Elon Musk, who's apparently, he's a smart guy, right? Like he's, you know, he's smart. He's a guy. He's a smart guy, right? So it's like, the idea that this guy is out here just again, not knowing, like, here's the tweet. Not knowing basic details of science. And people say that Elon Musk is one of the smartest people in our generation. Or their, whatever. Something extremely bogus is going on. Was tested for COVID 4 times today. 2 tests came back negative. 2 came back positive. Same machine, same test, same nurse. Rapid antigen test from BD. Like, I don't know. It just reminds me of that time that Elon Musk threw like a rock at the Cybertruck to show how the windows were impenetrable, and then the windows broke. Just reminds me of, like, just another misstep. You have to understand, Elon Musk is not a self-made billionaire, right? He didn't make money because of his intelligence. He made money because his parents, like, were very wealthy, and it's just coincidentally they moved out of South Africa, like, just a couple months after apartheid ended. So you have to understand, like, just a coincidence, though. I swear it's just coincidence. Like, I don't know, man. This guy's, again, we have 2 iterations of today's Daily Dullard because of this guy. Jeez. No good. I just clicked like, and I feel 40 years younger, and my arthritis is gone. See, Cloud, we have a true story here. Click like or take a hike. I endorse. I endorse. So I got one more thing I'm going to talk about because this is today's topical events. So I don't know how this is going to end. I have no idea what the how this is going to go. But this is what I saw just an hour ago. The Million MAGA March is happening in Washington, D.C. And step one is for them to go to Black Lives Matter Plaza and just kind of, vandalize the whole thing. Now, this is what's interesting about the MAGA people, is on one end, right, they hate rioters and looters, they hate property damage, they hate vandalism, right? On the other end, they do all of those things. How is this in any way, how is this not vandalism? They're tearing down a mural that was made and put up there by the community that lives there, right? Like, how is that not vandalism? I don't get it. I really don't understand. Now, to my understanding, this thing is supposed to start around right now, as I'm doing this little, clip here. So who knows what's going to happen? There was kind of like a pregame last night of MAGA people in Washington, D.C. getting into altercations with police and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see how today goes. I do remember in the Unite the Right rally in Washington, D.C. in 2018, that they were like hyping it up. There's going to be like, tens of thousands of Nazis and MAGA and all that. Like they're all coming to unite the right. Yeah, the racists, the libertarians, the Nazis, the Civil War fans, like the Confederate fans, right? They're all going to unite and they're going to go to Washington, D.C. And then like only like 15 people showed up. And there was like 1 million people in the counter protest. And I was there. That was one of my first protests. It was really cool. And so I have a feeling that something like that will happen again today. But we'll see. We'll see. But again, rioters and looters running through Washington, D.C., desecrating public property. That's a little weird, isn't it? Why are there so many rioters and looters in D.C.? Why don't the cops crack down on these rioters and looters? It's bizarre. Property damage, vandalism, looting. They're putting everything in bags. Look at this. When they're rioting and looting, they're putting all these papers in bags. They're looting the bags. It's bizarre. It's bizarre. Unmarked black bags. You're gonna like the classic, like cartoonish depiction of the robber with like the beanie hat on and like this, or the ski mask, and they've got like the bag over their shoulder. That's what they're gonna do. Like the kind of Santa Claus sack. They've got these bags that they've looted, and they're going to run through the streets. It's crazy. Not a good look, folks. Not a good look. Anyway, so that's my program for today. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun today. Very, very, very fun times. Again, after this is over, there will be a stream of myself talking to Call Me Liam about the Australian election. That's correct. The United States is not the only country on the planet. Australia exists. So we talked about that. And if you want to listen to that, you can go do that. And if you don't, that's also acceptable to some degree, though not fully endorsable. But, it's a decent thing to say, I suppose. But you shouldn't. Bodan, Trump won North Carolina 19 hours ago. More importantly, Tom Tillis won, like 48 hours ago. And that's not good. North Carolina was a big, big disaster. More importantly, there's like the Supreme Court votes in North Carolina are down to the wire. Republican, the last time I checked, a Republican was leading in a state court race. A Republican was leading by about 300 votes last time I checked. So I might have more details on that one tomorrow. But so thank you for watching. Does anyone have any questions they want to ask before I turn the broadcast off? Are we good? What's up? Hello. How's everyone doing today? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. What am I doing after? I'm probably going to do the editing portion of the program where I edit and upload the individual segments to YouTube for search engine optimization. That will probably be what I do. Gesundheit? Well, that wasn't a sneeze, but I appreciate it nonetheless. But yeah, so again, hopefully everything is going to be okay in in Washington, D.C. We'll see. I mean, this is one of those things where it's like, if there's going to be MAGA violence, I mean, they're really on their last stand at this point, right? Like, they lost. They're still in the denial and anger stage. If there's going to be mass violence, I mean, again, we already have rioters and looters running through the streets in D.C. So, I mean, carrying around bags, collecting, like, you know? Like they're literally tearing off like missing posters. Like of people that have gone missing that are on this fence, they're literally tearing down those posters. Like, yeah, fuck that black kid. No one should ever find them. It's like, what? Like, these people are ridiculous. Want to watch Powerpuff Girls later? Maybe. The uploads give you an extra opportunities to like Andrea's content. That's correct. Breaking scoop, Trump drove past the million moron march. Holy mackerel. Again, I'll probably find a full breakdown of the million moron march. And we'll deal with that tomorrow morning. But yeah, so again, thank you for watching. If you want to listen to this in audio form, I will be uploading this to Anchor very shortly. Again, if you want to listen to the second part of this show, a pre-taped little interview about the Australian elections, that will be coming up on the channel very shortly in about 15 minutes. And tomorrow will be Sunday Run Day, so we'll see how that goes. If you want to donate to my marijuana fund for tomorrow, I have a PayPal that you can do, and I will post that in the chat room. And so just throwing that out there, just, you know, it's in the zeitgeist. I said it, you know, and now you listen to it. If you want to send me marijuana money, I would appreciate it, but you don't have to. So anyway, I am going to end the stream and smoke totally legal combustibles. Y'all have a good one.
Battle of righteousness versus Satan. Yes, Satan. Because these leftists are evil.
And he's like this, and we were, I need water, help me, I need water, help. And this is on live television. Retweet. That was an opinion of somebody. 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 And that was a retweet. I'll put it out there. People can decide for themselves. I don't take a position.
Get back in the business of creating a more peaceful world. Please clap.
No good, really bad for you. No good, no good. Not good, believe me, not good. Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No. Isn't it? As far as my relationships with all people, I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the least racist person in this room.
I'm about to be 34 and I have no family. Because my dad had 2 kids by the time he was 27.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, you know what the problem is though? It's definitely not me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's everybody else.
No good. No good.
Good news is, for me, I'm here. The bad news for you is, I'm coming back.
Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting, pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. Let me just tell you, I get along with everybody, which is my obligation to my company, to myself, etc. Obviously, the war in Iraq is a big, fat mistake. All right?
The battle of righteousness versus Satan. Yes, Satan. because these leftists are evil.
All of a sudden, we can't talk about Neanderthal DNA anymore.
You're dying. That's true. And it is what it is. 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 What it is what it is. You're dying. That's true. And it is what it is.
No good. No good.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ. Antifa exists.
I'm about to be 34 and I have no family, though it's definitely not me. I think it's everybody else.
So stupid. So stupid. Thank you. Thank you.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
Dumb people, liberal people. And he's like this, and we were, I need water. Help me, I need water. Water. Help me, I need water. Help. And this is on live television. And he's...
Bottom line, the American dream, the great American dream versus being a socialist hellhole.
Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No.
You know, the truth of the matter is that when you look at some of my policies, in a lot of ways, Richard Nixon was more liberal than I was.